title.
All right, we're live.
Oh, we're live. Somebody said once the first thing you see on Facebook Live is somebody saying, "Are we live?"
Are we live?
So
we are.
Hi, it's Hal Willis at Aristo PR on Music Row in Nashville with Haley Mae Campbell.
What's up, guys?
We're on Facebook Live doing our continuing series of artist interviews with up-and-coming stars. Haley Mae met with us 2 months ago.
That's
at
right.
Country Radio Seminar, and we were talking about your EP that was about to be released. It was out there.
Yes,
now, so.
and I think even at that time we might not have had a release date nailed down. So now we're less than a week away. So very excited.
Then we talked about you grew up in California, went to South Carolina.
Born in New York, yes. Moved right down to South Carolina and was raised up there. So.
Right. I just read New York. I'm not sure where that came from. So you're in Nashville and school at Belmont now.
No, actually, I'm just doing music full time, but a lot of my band members go to Belmont, so I get I actually tell people I'm an honorary Belmont student.
Okay, so tell us about the new EP.
Yeah, so it's a 6-song EP, 2 singles. The first single came out over a year ago, so we had no idea there was going to be an EP yet. But the second single is called Oughta Be, and it was just released on March 23rd. And it's doing really well on Spotify so far. So if you haven't heard it yet, go check it out.
So what's you wrote all these songs? I
did, yes. I wrote 4 of the 6 songs by myself, and 2 of them are co-writes. So very fun.
What's the story behind Oughta Be?
Oughta Be is actually one of my favorite stories. It was my first ever Nashville co-write, and was a friend that I had met through a show that I got hired to be a background singer for in Charleston, which is where I'm from. And, I just met this guy, Patrick Thomas, and I was like, wow, he has an incredible voice. He's from Nashville. He probably knows what's up. He probably knows what's going on over there, so I should connect with him. And we ended up exchanging information, and he said, next time you come to Nashville, we should write together. And I was so nervous. I was so scared, but I had this idea that I brought with me, and the tagline was just, I'm not going to tell you who or how or what you got to be, but you ought to be with me. And he liked the idea, so we went from there, and we had the song in about an hour and a half, so it was really great.
When you write a song, does one person write the words, one write the music?
So I think it differs from my experience. I've come to learn that I'm definitely a melody girl, and I'll start with an idea for a hook or basically the title of the song. I like to start with the title, so I stay on track. I'm very easily distracted, so I gotta start with the title. But so I've been able to bring some really cool melodies to writes that I've been doing in town, and that's been really fun for me. But Patrick and I had a very similar writing style. We both kind of just sit there and make a very concentrated, probably pretty hilarious face, and we just don't talk until we have the line that we want. So it was cool. We really work well together, and we've been writing together since then. So.
Wow. How many songs have you written altogether?
Oh man, songs that I'm proud of that I would probably consider worth showing someone, I would say somewhere around 100, but I mean the list probably never ends as to ideas and pieces of songs and songs that I would never show anyone. So however many years since I was 13, 6 years of writing songs, so too many.
How many of them are stories from personal experience?
Most of them.
Relationships.
Most of them. And there is a lot of that on this EP for sure. A lot of real world experience that went into, the inspiration and all that kind of stuff. So I hope that people can hear that and can relate to the stories.
There's one song, Lose My Number.
Yes.
That's got to be a relationship.
That one is definitely a real story. I was with my boyfriend at the time, my now ex-boyfriend, and we were at this show. My friend, who's another artist in Charleston, was doing an EP release show as well, and we were there, and she had this song she was dedicating to her parents. It was a slow song, and she asked all the couples to come out on the dance floor and to dance, obviously. And I was like, oh, come on, let's go, it'll be fun. We gotta do this. This is my friend. We should support her. Absolutely not. I'm not doing that. I am not going to be embarrassed in front of all these people. And he just made such a scene, and it was so awkward. I was so uncomfortable, and so I was like, you know what? You should not have done that. This is going to be a great song. So the storyline is embellished from there, of course, but it's definitely based on a real-world experience.
What are you doing to promote your new EP and the singles? You said 2 of the singles are actually getting traction right now.
Yes, definitely. Well, so other than working with the awesome folks at Aristo PR, shout out to you guys, I am just, working hard to connect with all the people that I've built relationships with over the years, artists I've opened for, radio people that I've met, all that kind of stuff, to just let them know that it's out there. And, I'd love any feedback, any support, definitely reaching out to those Nashville connections that I've made over the years to just, get some feedback, get the songs heard, get them out there, and see what people think. But yeah, the second single, Oughta Be, is getting close to 60,000 streams right now, and it's only been out for about a month, so actually a month today, I think. So very, very excited about that. I had a friend, I made a connection when Lose My Number came out with someone who runs a Spotify playlist that has a good following, and have stayed in contact with him, and he was so gracious and added Oughta Be right away, and it's gotten some great traction, some great plays from that. So very thankful to all those people.
I've heard about the influencers on social media that can do this.
Yes, definitely.
I got a LinkedIn invitation from a lady the other day who's an influencer.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that means.
They endorse products and they get paid for posting them on Instagram.
That sounds like a great job. That sounds like a great job. Sign me up.
So yeah, it sounds like that's a good avenue for Spotify. Are you just in radio stations or promoting the radio?
We haven't tapped into radio yet. Radio seems like a completely different animal. From my experiences, it's definitely tougher to get radio play as an independent artist, but I've definitely gotten some spotlights, some interviews, especially in my hometown, Charleston, stations like the iHeart station there and the Nash FM station there have been so good to me, and had me on to open for artists, and then they'll have me come in the studio and they'll do a little quick interview and play my songs. So stuff like that has been great. But yeah, we're just waiting. We're holding out to get to that next step for radio, but hopefully soon.
I think that's a wise move, because if you're promoting the radio, you're competing with Taylor Swift.
Exactly.
Carrie Underwood, we were just talking about Carrie Underwood being all over the news.
Yeah, I think you definitely have to have a huge team of people behind you before you go to radio. So, working on it though.
They still say most of the new music is discovered on traditional terrestrial radio. I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I don't know anybody that listens to it.
Yeah, leave a comment. Do you guys listen to the radio, or
Sure,
do you find all your music through Spotify? Because I need to know.
Yeah, I mean, Aristo Media was really instrumental in promoting music through music videos.
Absolutely.
Back in our day at CMT, they were out there bringing new videos when you had to duplicate the video and send it out all over the country.
Man.
They built a business around that.
Yeah, that's why they got all these gold records on the wall. There's one right behind you for video promotion.
So I read about some of the artists you've opened for over the years. Tell me,
Yes.
what was your favorite? What was your most difficult?
Ooh. I think the most difficult, due to the situation, was we did a show with Easton Corbin, and they had some problems with travel, and they were behind schedule, so we didn't end up getting to sound check, and we had a 7-piece band. Recommendation, don't ever play with a 7-piece band if you don't get to sound check. It's a terrible idea. But yeah, we got up there. It was a tough time, but we pushed through, and all the technical difficulties and all that. So it was a good learning, character building experience. But I have to say, one of my favorites, just because I love them so much now and where they've grown to be as artists. I got to open for Dan and Shay a few years ago, back before How Not To, and obviously this new record that they have out, and I was like, oh, these guys are really good. Like, I hope that this works out for them. And obviously, they're blowing up now. So that would be my dream to reconnect with. So Dan and Shay, if you see this. Yeah, but that was definitely one of my favorites. And it's so hard to pick, honestly.
Well, you're not touring now. You said you did a couple shows this week.
Yeah, I'm doing some kind of one-offs and that kind of thing right now, but mostly focusing on just being here in Nashville, writing the music, obviously putting out a new EP, and just focusing on being here for my home base right now.
Well, what's next?
What's next? Ooh, I mean, it changes every day, I feel like, but obviously I would love to go on tour. I think that would be a great way to promote the new album, and get it out there, get some new fans and some new listeners. So we'll see if we can make that happen in the coming year or next year possibly. But I mean, my favorite part of the job is being on stage and performing. I think that's where it all pays off, and where I can really make a good connection with fans and potential new fans. So yeah, hopefully we'll see it out on the road soon.
And there's 6 songs on the EP.
That's right, 6 tracks.
And the title of it is
Lover's Lottery. I feel like I always forget to say that. But the EP is called Lover's Lottery.
Good memory today. We had all these same conversations a couple of months ago.
I know. Well, more developments now, of course.
So you wore sequins today.
I always, yes. And I have my more glitter shirt on.
More is better.
More glitter is always better, for sure.
Okay, anything else we need to cover today? Till the next one?
I think you nailed it.
Okay, we'll sign off.
All right, give us a wave.